Hey fellow engineers, it's me, Mario. Today we're talking about Barrage a bit more, and we are going to talk about advanced tiles in general. I won't focus on any of them. I think I will make a video for each one of them as I'm doing for the Great Western Trade buildings, just because I think they're interesting enough. But before talking about each other one per time, I think it's a pretty good idea to introduce them to you all by sharing what I think um, it's their main strength and why I think they are overvalued by players. So I think that the main strength of advanced styles in general is that they can help you build twice the same structures um, in the same round or just close to each other. You don't need to wait too much. While I think they are overvalued because I think people see a very good power and they want to use it as much as they can, which sometimes will lead them to not use them properly, in my opinion. Apart from some of them, I'm looking at you, Elevation 1. Apart from some of them, I don't think that the power itself is incredibly strong, at least in the early tiles. The late game tiles are just a different beast. But the power is not the main strength of this tile. I think that the main strength, especially again early on in the game, where it's the second or the first round, it's very important because they will help you unlock income. So some of them again can be a bit better. Like the elevation tile, regardless of the power, is pretty good because it's pretty easy to go for 2 elevation on the first round. You start with 4 mixers, so you can just go for a base and then build double elevation, which can be fairly good for pretty much every country, other than maybe France, just because 3 victory points on the first round is not what you really want. Nobody wants some economic advantage over your opponents. Uh, but again, we are going to talk about them one per time. Just saying that in general, for example, the powerhouse tile, while pretty strong, it's not as amazing because again, in the early game, I really value unlocking income. So let's divide all the tiles in 3 main groups, which they already are, like A, B, C. The A tiles are the economic ones. Again, you're aiming at unlocking income with them, and also some of them have a really strong economical value, like again, Elevation 1, but also Conduit 1 and Wildcard 1. They're all pretty good, and they will help you unlock the income. For the second group, the B tiles, they're pretty good at filling the gaps in the strategy. Like Elevation 2 will help you fill up your dams that are not in ideal positions, so it's pretty good if you go for that. Conduit 2 will help you go for bigger conduit straight up, even though it's tricky to use, it can be pretty good. And the third group, of course, are just about points. Like, as in every single Euro game ever, in the late game, all you want is points, and the third group doesn't change that. It's pretty much point most, more than anything else. But I did say why I think people evaluate wrong these styles, why I think they are too strong because of the power. It's not only about the power, but it's about the opportunity cost. Each one of these tiles costs you 2 engineers and 5 coins. While 2 engineers are not that big of the cost in the first round, they become of course a way bigger cost later on. 5 coins are humongous on the first turn, on the first round. It's really a lot. They will put a lot of constraints on what you can do. You cannot build bases in red spots most of the time. You cannot take too many spins. You cannot buy extra mechs. You can get 2 contracts maybe, but that's it. So the opportunity cost is big because there is another action that's amazingly good. I mean, there are 2, but this one is way better most of the time. That's really good for that cost, and that is taking 3 spins. Why is it that good? Let's say you start off building a base, then building an elevation, and then building a conduit, which is possible in the first round if you either get a level 1 conduit or you just get um, a brown mech and build a level 2, of course. If you take 3 spins, you'll be able on the next round to do everything again and unlock 3 different incomes. So taking 3 spins is an amazingly good move that is very costly because of the coins in the early game. But if you can secure a good source of coins, it's a very, very, very strong move. So what you're giving up by taking a tile is also the opportunity to take 3 spins in one round and go for 2 of the same structure in the same round if you want to, because you can go base, then elevation, then take 3 spins, another spin, and then you can build another base, which is pretty good because you're going to unlock extra income. There are a lot of examples that can be done, but basically I think that every time you're thinking about getting a tile, you should ask yourself, what can I do with those coins? And isn't it better to just take 3 spins? Of course, there is only one action for 3 spins and there are multiple advanced tiles. But yeah, I would say that comparing it to the 3 spins gives justice to the spins and puts in a different perspective the opportunity cost of getting one of the advanced tiles. Also, I have some heuristic that I use if it's good to take a tile or not. For the early tiles, I think you should either use them 3 or 4 times in the whole game, which is a big question because it's not easy to use them 3 or 4 times, or you have to put in your wheel both the advanced tile and the basic one to unlock income faster, which is the case normally with elevations, and with bases it's a bit more tricky with conduits, but it's definitely possible. So that's my goal when I'm taking an early tile. I either want to use it a lot, 3 or 4 times, or I want to use it along with one basic tile to unlock income a lot faster. Like if you can play 2 elevation on the first round and maybe 2 elevation again on the second one, which is of course not easy to do, you're going to immediately unlock a 4th column bonus, which is pretty good. Or you can just go with wildcard and go for 4 bases, which for some nations, I'm looking at you, France, it's amazingly good because again you're going to unlock a 4th column income pretty early on. So these are my 2 goals. Either use it a lot, the tile that I purchased, or use it alongside the basic one to unlock income really fast. Then all the tiles can be divided into 3 groups. And then remember the opportunity cost of a single tile. I think that's pretty much all I had to say as an introduction to advanced tiles. We're going to talk about each of them again later on. I think I'm going to make some very quick videos about all of them, like again, what I'm doing with Great Western Trail buildings. But that's it for now. So see you next time. Myra's out. Bye-bye.